Stacy wrote in, and Stacy has a newly adopted dog who seems to be a little bit afraid to go out on a walk. This dog will only walk backwards, and he also gets really uncomfortable when he can't see the house. So any tips on overcoming that?
Yeah, for sure. So one thing that I will tell you, our dogs are forever communicating with us. They're letting us know what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with, what they like and what they don't like. Certainly having a dog trying to escape or back away from a leash, that certainly is a telltale sign, or potentially a red flag saying, hey, maybe we're going a little too fast. We're going at a pace that's a little too much for the puppy. So when you think about where the dog feels uncomfortable and where they feel comfortable, I always try to say, find that line. Where is that point where your dog is like, you know what? I'm not feeling comfortable. Is it right when you leave the house? Is it when you grab the leash? Is the leash itself potentially the cue for the dog that the walk is going to happen? So therefore, they're going to start offering behaviors that say, hey, this is too much. Find exactly where that line is. And again, what this really challenges all of us as pet parents to do is we have to observe. We have to be really looking for any sign that our puppy is saying, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling comfortable. And stop. That's the most important thing. If I can give you any tips, if a dog is saying, this is too much for me, find that line and stop. That gives you an opportunity to put together a game plan. So if the line is at the front door, my dog doesn't want to go past the front door. Okay, how can I make everything before the front door and the front door something fun, something that doesn't necessarily mean that that scary walk is going to happen? As you start seeing with that mind shift of, wow, this really isn't so bad. Picking up the leash isn't so bad. Standing at the doorstep really isn't so bad. Then you can start going at the pace of the dog. It's so very easy for, again, I'm guilty of it as a trainer, sometimes wanting so much so soon. The downside is if you go too fast, especially when you're talking about a fear-based response, there can be other behaviors that could be triggered from that fear, whether it's redirected frustration or aggression, where it goes from the dog saying, you're not listening to me, you're really not listening to me, and potentially the dog escapes and runs down the street. So listen to your dogs. Go at the pace of what they're comfortable with, but also to go at the pace of what you are comfortable with. If you don't feel that you have the tools or the know-how to manage or potentially modify that dog's behavior of stress and fear, don't do it. That's the great time to reach out to a professional dog trainer or a behavior consultant, or in some cases, a behaviorist. It's very important, again, to keep in mind that puppies and all dogs, especially foster dogs, they're going through a lot of news, and we want every single new experience for them to be a positive one and a great one. And we certainly wouldn't want fallout from potentially pushing a dog too far.